Welcome to the Investors Chair podcast with Ivan Sambo. Explore investing, saving, and budgeting in South Africa. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Hello, wonderful people. Welcome to the Investors Chair podcast with myself, Ivan Sambo. Today, we're having a very interesting topic. We're talking about how can you, as a South African, specifically invest into the Chinese market using with as little as 100 Rand that you have via the Johannesburg stock market. And I feel this conversation is very important because China is becoming more and more influential in the global stage, and we as South African, we need to be part of that conversation, be part of the change that China is bringing to the global market and the global trade and global monetary system, basically. So let's dive straight into today's conversation and start by asking the very first important question is why China? Why should you, as a South African who has 1,000 Rand, a 500 Rand, a 200 Rand, be considering investing your money into China? I think the number one answer to that is that China is is the second largest economy in the world. Not only that, it is home to up to 1.4 billion people. And not only that, but some of the world's most influential companies are found in China. We're talking the likes of Alibaba, Tencent, JD.com, BYD. Those companies are found and they have their head offices in China. And when we talk about innovation, you cannot put those words together without including China. When we talk about technology, you can't talk about technology without including China next to it. China is one of the most important countries in the world. Not only that, but even with the hard restriction from the Chinese Communist Party, we still see a lot of investors investing heavily into China. Even with Donald Trump's nonsense being imposed into China, we still see a lot of investors putting their money into China. So China is one of the world's biggest economy that you cannot ignore, and if you ignore it, you ignore it on your own downfall. So that's why I believe as South Africans, with our 1 Rand, 10 Rand, 15 Rand, 20 Rand, we should be having a conversation of how do we ourselves also play a part and benefit from this Chinese economy's growth. Why? Because number one, diversification. You need to diversify your portfolio. You can't be in the JSE and be in the New York stock market only. You need to be in other geographical location. Secondly, innovation. AI in China, guys. China came with an AI bot faster than what the USA can do. Technology, China sees technology innovation, it created faster than anyone can do. You need to have China in your portfolio because you need to have innovation. You need to have faster growing economy, and China is that one. And also scale. China is the biggest scale in terms of the economy in the world, so you need to be there as well. So I think the next question is how to invest into the Chinese market from South Africa. Guys, in South Africa, to invest into the Chinese market, you need one thing, a good broker that can give you access to the JSE. Remember, we are talking about investing into the Chinese market via the JSE. So you don't have to go directly to the Chinese market. So how do you invest in the Chinese market via the JSE? Number one, you need to get yourself a broker. The broker can be any broker that gives you access to the JSE. Your Easy Equity app, download it. Your ProStock app, download it. Your Take Market app, download your Shift app by Standard Bank, download it. Your FNP Share Zero, download those apps. Any app that gives you access to the JSE, download it. It will be your way to China via the JSE. What do I mean? It means with as little as 100 Rand, you can buy shares of JSE-listed ETF. JSE-listed ETF that are listed in the JSE, and but their focus and their indexes are tracking the Chinese market, right? We're talking the likes of, for example, you have the broker, you go to a JSE, you're looking for ETF, right? The first ETF you're looking for is the Sygnia MSCI China Feeder ETF. This ETF, guys, is listed in the JSE. It goes for around 38 to 40 rand per share, always plays around those markets, and it tracks the Chinese MSCI index. So basically, it duplicate in the Chinese MSCI index and duplicate it in the JSE. So when you buy it, basically you're buying what the index of China is doing. So it's like someone buying the index of the JSE, right? The top biggest companies in the JSE buying index of that, but that person's in Australia via the Australian market. You're doing the same thing with China, buying the index of China via the Johannesburg stock market, because the Sygnia MSCI China Feeder ETF basically it tracks the performance of the Chinese index, basically. So that's the first way you invest into it. One share of this ETF, the Sygnia MSCI China Feeder ETF, goes for around 38 rand to 40 rand. It varies between those percentages, and it has a good historical performance. I think it will have seen around 26% in the past 6 months alone. So it's very good ETF. The second ETF you can invest into that tracks the performance of the Chinese market, guys, that is available in the JSE for you to invest into, is the Satrix MSCI China Feeder portfolio ETF, which does the same thing as the Sygnia one. But you may choose whether you don't like the Sygnia one, you love the Satrix one. You just pick which one works for you. This one is a little bit expensive. The Satrix one goes for around 55 rand per share. So it's up to you which one you want, the Sygnia one, or you want the Satrix ETF. But they all track the same indexes, guys. So meaning that if you invest into them, you'll be exposed into the offshore investment market, basically of China. You'll get to able to trade into what the Chinese indexes are doing. So guys, do remember I said in the beginning, you need to do this so that you can be able to diversify your portfolio. Be sure you're part of the innovative in terms of technology and AI that's happening in the world, and the Chinese growth, you'll be part of it. That's why it's very important for you as an individual to be part of the Chinese economic growth. So you can see benefits of it. Not only the Chinese themselves seeing growth, but you as a South African are also seeing growth. Remember to buy into those two ETF I covered today that are focused into the Chinese market. Do ensure to download the Easy Equity app, the Pro Stock app, the Think Market app, the Shift app, the Share Zero FNB app. There's a lot of brokers out there that gives you access to this as ETF that are focusing on China that you can download. Guys, before I conclude, please do remember to do your own analysis. Please do remember to do your own research before investing into any specific asset out there. And nothing I say constitute as financial advice, guys. I hope today's episode was helpful. Until next time, be safe, everyone. Thank you so much for watching.